We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go. Hi everyone, I'm Sophie, he's Mike. Welcome to our little corner of the podcasting universe. Hopefully you like the sound of our voices and you want to stick around for the show. Not that it stays in one place for long. I mean, after all, we are on the road with Mickey. So hop in the car and buckle up your seat belts because we've got an awesome adventure this week. Now a brief rundown before we get moving. First up, our roundtable talk where we'll discuss the main topic for this week, followed by some Disney trivia ranging from Disney history to a random Disney character of the day. Well, that's just about it. Everybody ready? Let's get this show on the road.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike and she's Sophie,
Hello there.
and we're on the road with Mickey. This is episode number 31 for August 3rd, 2020, and our feature topic this week is our favorite Disney merch. Merch for people like me who just didn't know until they were explained, stands for merchandise. So we're going to talk about some of our favorite Disney merchandise we've gotten over the years, and we think it'll be a fun little show. So we hope you have fun with it. But first, before we get into our feature topic, we want to go through some cheddar from the big cheese that we got, right, Soph?
Right.
Why don't you take us away with the first?
Well, for any of you sweet tooths out there, like me, you are going to love this one. Over at the Boardwalk Bakery, there is a new Mickey Waffle Ice Cream Sundae, and we have the link to it right here. It includes a regular Mickey waffle, a chocolate Mickey waffle, cookies and cream ice cream, I think,
Cookie dough.
and cookie dough, sprinkles, whipped cream, and a cherry. And it
Yep.
comes in this amazing bowl that looks like a Mickey Mouse hat.
Yeah. And on the front it says Mickey Mouse Club. So
Yes.
it's kind of old school on the bowl, which I think is kind of neat. And we have
And I
no
hope I
idea.
can get one.
Yeah, we have no idea how long this will be around, but I found it in over at Ship and Co. and I thought it was kind of cool to talk about. So, and then over at Animal Kingdom, we've got a new baby being born on July 25th. So this baby's birthday is the same as Aunt Robin's.
Mm-hmm.
Animal Kingdom welcomed a new baby mandrill, which is a type of monkey, I think. And it was born to Mother Scarlet, and the father's name is Linus. And Linus is a first time father. Um,
Oh, wow.
and the mother and the baby have been bonding, and it's been so strong that the vet team has not been able to determine if the baby is a boy or a girl yet because the mom keeps the baby so close. So when they find out what the what the sex of the baby is and what its name ends up being, they will report back and announce it. So
Mm-hmm. All right. Next up we have this is a new show that's coming to Disney Plus. And this fall, Disney Plus will have the show The Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom, which sounds a lot like something they do with Disney Nature, but I can't wait for it to happen. And it talks about the daily operations of the animal care and vet teams.
yeah, it's
And
being posted or produced in conjunction with National Geographic. So you
mhm.
know it'll be good.
And then next up, we also have something very exciting for you Star Wars fans. May the Force be with you. The Mandalorian has received 15 Emmy nominations. I'm so excited about that.
Yeah. And you know, Mandalorian will be back. Season 2 starts in October, right, Sophie?
Yes, it
I
does.
don't remember the exact date, but um, October isn't that far away. We're only
No, it
talking two
isn't.
months, so that'll be kind of cool. Um, but that's all the cheddar from the big cheese we've got for this week. So let's move right into our feature topic. Sophie and I were talking through the week about what we would have the show about, and we went through a lot of different things, things that we'd already covered, and and it got me to thinking. We talked about Disney Springs a while back, but we didn't really talk a whole lot about what our favorite merchandise is, other than
Hmm.
in one of our podcasts, when we get back to Disney, Sophie mentioned getting some new ears and
Yep.
things like that. Um, so it seemed like a good idea to talk about what some of our favorite Disney merchandise is. And um, one of my favorites is right here on my hat, is right here on my head, and that would be my Mickey Safari hat. Can you see it okay, Soph?
Yep, I can see it just perfectly.
You
Oh,
know, I-
then there the wings went. It's okay. There we go.
Here we go. It kind of, the Skype kind of takes it away sometimes, but
Yeah.
it does a good job. I think I rediscovered it. I had just been keeping it as a kind of like a souvenir and not really wearing it. But when we went to Disney this last month in July, I wore it every single day, and I'm glad I did because I think it really helped a whole lot
Oh,
with
yeah.
with the heat and keeping the sun off.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you notice I have tricked it out a little bit. I've put some of my favorite pins on there, but I'll get into that a little bit later. Um, so that right there, my Mickey Safari hat, I got it. Um, I can't remember if I got it at Animal Kingdom or over in Adventureland at Magic Kingdom. Do you remember, Soph?
I believe you got it in Adventureland.
Okay. But I really like it. I think it's really kind of cool, and I like how it's Mickey Mouse with the safari motif looking there.
Oh,
And
yeah, it looks great.
you can also fold up one side like that, but that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't work as well. So, I keep it down. To me, anyway,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't look as good. But you can truly go um, like Australian Outback if you put the side up. So,
Yep. And you look
so
great in it.
thank you, honey. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sophie, what's one of your favorite things to acquire at Disney, or what's some of your favorite merchandise?
Well, I'm sure that anybody who has watched the recent episodes would completely expect for me to say that it would be my droid, FA9. And while,
Hmm.
yes, I do love him, I don't consider him merchandise. I consider him a pet.
Yeah, almost part of the family, right, Soph?
Hmm. So, of course, my favorite type of merchandise to get is my ear collections, and I don't have all of them with me, but I do have two. One I did not get at the parks because my Aunt Sheila is amazing at making these ears. So this one she made for me herself,
That's
and it's a
so cool.
Coco inspired one. And then
Yeah,
another one I got at the park a good long while ago, but I love it all the same. And these are my pirate ears.
it looks almost French, though. You know?
It does look French, but then again, there were French pirates. That's how we got parlay. It was the French.
There you go. So, in addition to those two, hold up the other one, the cocoa one again, and maybe put it a little closer so that we
Oh,
can, if we can get it in the shot.
oh, hang on.
But it's really kind of cool to look at. You've got the characters.
Yep. We've got
There we go.
Ernesto,
Uh huh.
and then we've got guitars. So
Yep.
it's definitely Coco themed specifically, and I really, really love it.
Yeah. Do you remember when she gave it to you?
I do believe it was for Jagan's. Wait, no, that was the flower ones. I do believe it was the year after Jagan's 16th.
Okay. It's really cool though. Aunt Sheila
Mm-hmm.
does do a lot of good stuff with those. And she's got some process down. I don't know all the details. You know what? Maybe we'll see if she'll tell us how she does it, either on a podcast episode
Mm-hmm.
um, or maybe do it. You know, give us a rundown in the On the Road with Mickey group on Facebook,
Yeah,
or maybe I can convince her to film to video one of them. You know,
maybe.
I don't
Of
know.
course,
So
she
many
doesn't make
options.
them often. She makes them for special occasions, so.
Right. Yeah. So each one is totally unique.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's a good start. So, um, you know,
Yeah.
back on my side of the story a little bit, one of the things that we got in when you were younger, Sophie, so
Mm-hmm.
it kind of applies to both of us. But one of the things that we got involved in was pin trading, and back then, that was a huge thing. And you can still find pin traders. It's a little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
weirder now with social distancing and all that, but pin trading is still very much a big deal. And one of the things I'm gonna show. Let me make sure that I can see how my thing looks. Um, is let's see here. You see, it's hard to it's hard for me to do it.
There we go. Don't
There
move
we
it.
go.
Don't move it.
So what you've got is I put some of my favorite pins on my hat.
Mm-hmm.
And so the ones I've got on my hat are um, my Ellie badge, because that, bar none, is probably one of my favorite badges.
Yeah.
It's from the movie Up, and that was um, how Ellie welcomed Mr. Frederickson, Carl, into the group that they had. So,
Mm-hmm.
and he then later on welcomed Russell with the same type of badge, you know.
Yeah. And
And
it was
then
wonderful.
it was so cool. And then the other things that I have are different pins. One is Donald Duck, one is Pluto, one
Daisy Duck,
is
I think.
Daisy Duck, one is Goofy, and one is Dale. And these pins are in different languages, and what they are is saying 10. They're saying the word 10 spelled out in the language of whatever country they are. So I've got one um, that's Mexico, Donald Duck. Of course, it makes sense with the three caballeros and the
Mm-hmm.
Grand Fiesta Tour. Um, so his says Diaz, and then Pluto is Norway, and it says Ti, which I presume is Norwegian for 10. Um, and then Goofy, I'm not sure what country he represents, but it says Kumi, Kumi. Um,
Show me.
I'll try and show you.
Show me.
Back a little bit.
Ugh. It's because it's covering your face, that's why. It's okay. Also, don't forget that I have that Tinkerbell one that fell off your hat. It's still in my
Yeah,
bag. Oh,
yeah.
that's one of my other favorite merches.
Let me finish real quick. And then
Yeah.
I've got Daisy and I've got Dale. And Dale is in, looks like Greece. Um,
Hmm.
and it just has the Roman, or maybe it's Rome, so it might be Italy. Um, Roman numeral X, so for 10. But the whole point of that series is that it was the 10th anniversary of pin trading, and um, so 10 years of trading, and I thought that was really kind of a cool way to collect some of the pins.
It was. It was an
So
awesome way.
yeah. So what were you gonna say?
I was going to talk about my Loungefly bag, and this one is a very popular piece of merchandise just because it's so usable even outside the parks.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, the Loungefly is a mini backpack. I'm sure that if you don't know what it is, then you've been living under a rock.
Or you just don't know,
Yeah,
but you probably have seen them anyway, right, Soph?
yeah. You've probably seen them around.
Do you
And
have yours
basic,
close by?
no, I do not. It is up in my room.
Oh,
But as expensive as they are really worth the prices because they last forever and they're usable almost everywhere.
yeah. I mean, let's
It's
see.
not as big as a regular backpack, but it's big enough to carry everything that you need.
When when did you get yours, Sophie? Do you remember? It
Um,
wasn't last year.
no, no, no. It's been a couple years. I think it's right when Jagan was starting her online shop.
Okay.
So she and Aunt Sheila were looking for a bunch of Disney merch to buy and sell
Hmm.
on the shop. And Aunt Sheila and I both saw this bag at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. We weren't staying there, I don't think,
No, we weren't. We
but
were
it
at the
was in,
DoubleTree.
oh yeah, yeah, it was for the Halloween party, I
No,
think.
that was last year. It was. I don't
Oh,
think we got it last year. I think we got it
no. No, we definitely got
either
it
the year
before last
before
year.
or the year before. So,
Hmm.
because it was during one of the last two Thanksgiving trips we made.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway, so Aunt Sheila and I both saw it. And Aunt Sheila wanted it too. There was only one left,
Hmm.
and it was at a slightly lower price than the regular Loungefly. The regular Loungefly is like, I want to say
About
$80.
$100,
Yeah,
80.
$100, and this one was like 70, 80, $80.
Okay.
So it was a good deal in my opinion because it was the only deal I saw on it. But Aunt Sheila wanted it too, but she still let me have it because it was my first and only Loungefly and she has tons.
Yeah, and not only that, um, you talked about the price, and I actually was thinking it was in the $60 range. But anyway, that doesn't matter. What's interesting is that you've had it at least coming up on at least 2 years. You use it
Yeah,
every single day. You carry it everywhere,
and
and
it
it
doesn't
still
even look
looks like
faded.
it's never been worn or used or anything.
It's not even
So
faded, but then again, it's black, so,
yeah.
well,
So
actually, black
you're
fades pretty
definitely,
fast.
you still get, um, you pay more for it, like you said, but you're getting a
Mm-hmm.
lot of usage out of it. And
Yeah.
so I definitely think that it ends up being a good value long term. It's a little
Mm-hmm.
bit more upfront, but it still ends up being a good value. And
It's a
that,
great value.
yeah, that segues over to the purse that mommy has, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
um, she's got a Dooney and Burke, and it's a crossbody bag, right? Is that what it's called? The little
Yep.
ones? Okay.
Crossbody.
And hers, it's a Walt Disney World. I got it for her um, I think we got it at Disney Springs, um, back when it was downtown Disney. So that's been a while since she's gotten it. But um,
Mhm.
but it works really well, and it's got such incredible prints. I think it's from the collection that was the original, like the opening day prints of how the characters looked and so forth in 1971. So it's a very unique look to it, and she uses that almost every day.
Yeah.
So it's definitely held up well, and it definitely holds its value because, like we were talking about with the Loungefly, you pay a little bit more, but you get a really good value in a product that's going to last a long time. So
Yep. It lasts a really long time. That thing
yeah,
is amazing. She's worn it to the corners, I think,
yeah,
and she's had it like, what, 8 years or something?
I would say that she's had it at probably that's a good guess for how long mommy's had that because She's had it a good long while. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so so those are definitely, if you're looking for merchandise and merchandise that you can use and that will go with you wherever you need to go and will do what you need it to do, then that sort of merch, if you're into those sorts of bags, is really something to consider.
Oh
Like we
yeah.
said, you pay a little bit more up front, but you end up getting something that's going to last a long time. So
Mm-hmm.
so it's a value to me. Um,
It really is. It's amazing. It's
and
amazing how long they last. And people
it's
get on Disney because they think that Disney makes low quality stuff, but they're wrong.
mm-mm. Yeah, it's not low quality. You know, I'm not really the merchandise kind of guy a whole lot. Um, so you don't find a whole lot of things. I got my hat that I've had forever, and I got my pins that most of them just stay in my pin collection that I just have a case for them.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorites are what I put out. Um, you know, but one of the things that we did for this trip, and I surprised you girls with, was customized magic bands. And
Oh
it's a little
yeah.
bit of merch. They're not that expensive, really. If you're planning a trip, then by all means, take a look at the customizable ones because I think, you can buy a customizable one for like $10. So, and you
Yeah.
see Sophie's there. Hers is Spaceship Earth.
Spaceship
So
Earth, and do you have yours or is it still over on the table?
I have
Daddy's
mine.
is a Pirates of the Caribbean one.
Yeah, I have mine, and I'm putting it on right now, and I will show it to the screen. Let's see if I can do this. Like, I'm not sure how to do this because I have the show notes up too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Just hold it up to the camera.
can you
There we
see it?
go. Yep, we can see it.
So, it's Pirates of the Caribbean. It looks to me, I really like it because I like the pirate with the sailing wheel.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really cool. And on the other side of it, it's got um let's see here. How's that? It's got just a
Much better.
pirate chest with buried
Yeah,
treasure. So so
it
to me,
looks great though.
those kind of things are fun. And
Mm-hmm.
you know what? Magic bands, generally speaking, they will last. The battery in the magic band will last a couple years, so you can use that over and over again for a while before the battery no longer works. And the only unfortunate thing about magic bands is there's no way to replace the battery, but
Mm.
but it is what it is. What you can do though, um, afterwards, you know the with this generation of magic bands, the piece that makes the band work, the little Mickey ear piece, those you can take off, and so you could take them off and keep the band and maybe make some sort of thing with that, or put a new piece in so that it would work again,
Yep.
or just wear the band as a bracelet, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of options you can do with them even after the battery is gone. So, but for me, most of my um, most of my Disney merch revolves around my hat and my pins and magic bands and stuff like that.
Yep.
So Sophie, tell me a little bit about some of your other ears that you really like.
Well, I this year, this time we went, I got a very special set of ears. Well, I mean, they're not that special, but I really like them because I really like the Mexico Pavilion at Epcot. And these were Mexico themed ears. And I would go get them, but I don't want to leave the camera empty. I should have got them beforehand. But basically, the ears are this sweet bread that they serve in Mexico. Aunt Sheila says it's breakfast bread and it's got sugar and stuff baked into it.
Uh-huh.
So it's really kind of like a cake with the texture of bread
Okay.
and no
Well,
icing.
why don't you anyway go get them?
Okay,
And
you just
and I
fill
will
the
talk
time that I've gone.
I will talk about the I will talk about these two buddies I've got over here that we've got to ship over to Aunt Sheila. Okay.
Okay, be right
All
back.
right. All right. So while Sophie is doing that, I'm going to share with you a couple of the sippers that Sheila and Jagan asked us to purchase. And you probably saw me looking at them and talking about them if you watched some of our live video. But if you missed it, then I want to introduce to you. This is Spike the Bee, and he is a sipper, and you can get him at Epcot over at the outpost. Um, Between China and I think Germany. Um, and um, he is a drink sipper, so he comes with a straw, and what you get for him is either a frozen slushy of either lemonade or Coca-Cola, and that's what he gets served in. And he was $15, so it wasn't a bad investment for getting a sipper like that. I tease and call it a sippy cup, but it's not a sippy cup. It's definitely not a sippy cup. If your kid turned it over, everything would leak out. So, and then the other one we got, and this one is my favorite actually, and Sophie's back. The other one we got is the Orange Bird, and he
Yep.
is also a sipper, and he's really cool looking. Um, and you get him at the Citrus Blossom over on your way around towards Canada and UK and so forth. So he's before you get to Canada. The
hmm
Citrus Blossom
He's
is one
actually
of the
right between the main gate, so he's right in the entrance.
yeah, and it's just one of the little kiosks for the tastes around Epcot. And when you buy him, he comes with a the equivalent of a creamsicle milkshake. So he's orange creamsicle kind of milkshake, and let me tell you, that was a hit, wasn't it, Sophie? That
Oh,
that taste,
yeah,
oh
I
my
loved
gosh,
it.
that was so creamy and so
That was
tasty.
awesome.
And let me tell you, Sophie is not an orange girl. She is not about oranges or anything like that. But that milkshake, we had two of them, and the three of us um, split it, and
hmm
it was perfect. It was
Yep.
really really good.
It was
So
like candy orange. You know
and
candy oranges?
yeah,
Not the mandarin oranges that are covered in sweet and sugar, not the real ones, but the candy flavor
like the
for
jelly,
oranges.
like a
Yeah.
jelly. Yeah. So anyway, both of those sippers are there during the Taste of Epcot. They are both $15 each. They
hmm
both come with the drink, and you can pay for just the container, but you still pay the same amount. So you might as well get the drinks. Um, and they're great little merchandise things, and we're sending these over, and we've got a couple others for Sheila and Jagan. So girls, check your. We'll probably have it to you. It'll be next week. Sorry, it's taken us so long to get to
hmm
you already, but anyway, those two things, I was really impressed with how cool they are. So,
Yep. Well, I have my ears,
uh-huh,
and these are the Mexico ones.
they are so cool.
As you can see, this is the ear, and that is supposed to be like a breakfast bread from what Aunt Sheila calls it. I'm not quite sure what it's actually called, but it's very sweet. I've actually had one before, I think, when my school was celebrating El Dia de los Muertos at my school, so they had sugar loaves.
Okay.
And this is what it represents. And the bow is like a serape pattern.
Uh-huh.
So this is the Mexico ones. And I also got two of my other ears. They're not new, but I love them anyway. These are my diamond mini ears, and they are
Okay.
the
Yeah.
only ear I have that does not have a real bow. Like if it has a bow, it's not real. This one is flat,
Mm-hmm.
but that's so it can support all the glittery diamonds.
Yeah. And did
And
you get
then
that one during the 60th celebration?
I did. I got that one over at Disneyland.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And these are my swap-a-bow ears. I had originally wanted to get another bow for this set, but halfway through the trip, Aunt Sheila told me that they stopped making those 2 years ago, so the only place I can find the bow I want is on eBay, and it's super expensive.
Yeah.
I'm sad that they stopped making those. Those were awesome. Those were a hit.
Yeah. We
So,
did see some
well,
swappable bows, but they were for the little girls, right? Had a
yeah,
much
they were like hairpins, like my scrunchie.
right. Yeah.
I love this scrunchie.
So it wasn't quite the same, but
No,
that's okay, right?
yeah, it's fine.
So
So, I got these ones instead.
yep, and that's a good choice. I really like those. I think they're
Mm-hmm.
really cool. So how much did those cost for people that want to know?
These ones cost $26.
Okay.
Yeah, and I paid with cash. It's all good.
No, I know. Um, the point that we're making though is that there's a little
Yeah,
bit of investment there, but
yeah,
if you
but
take
it's
care of them,
better
they're
than.
gonna last forever, you know?
Mm-hmm. And it's
So,
better than a lot of the other ears I saw because I was actually looking at the prices when I looked on the Shop Disney app,
uh-huh.
and basically that one is actually one of the less expensive ones because there were some that were $30, 35,
Yeah,
that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's not it's not the cheapest, but it's not the most expensive either.
right. Okay. So I don't think I have anything else to add to our Disney merchandise.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I just don't have a whole lot of Disney merch, and it's not something that captures my
Yeah.
mind a whole lot. But
And the
I
Disney
think
merch that I get is often in the form of these little beauties right here.
yeah, but we've had a good discussion. I think we've left people with a lot of different and interesting
Mm-hmm.
things to try out and maybe consider getting and bringing back with them on their next trip.
Yep.
Um, so I think it was a success. So thank you, Sophie. Um,
Thank you.
if you don't have anything else on our feature topic, then let's move on to this day in Disney history. What do you say?
Okay. Well, I have two things of Disney history, both of which are milestones in terms of guests for the Disney parks.
Okay.
So, in 1960, a little 8-year-old named Raymond Sleeper from Hawaii becomes the 10 millionth passenger to ride Disneyland's train. He takes
Nice.
his historic ride along with Walt Disney himself.
Cool. Oh, that would
Yeah,
be so cool. That would
yeah,
be
it would
so
be.
cool. And that only took 5 years to get 10 million passengers.
I know, right? This was in
2 million a year.
1960.
Yep.
Disneyland opened in 1955.
Yep.
And 10th million, Daddy, not 2 millionth.
Well, I was gonna say 2 million per year, honey.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty
Mm-hmm.
cool. And that's a memory he'll never forget. So
Oh no.
so
And
what's your
then
other milestone?
skip ahead to 1994, where Tokyo Disneyland welcomes its 150 millionth guest.
Wow. When did the
And
park open? Do you know?
hang on, I'm looking right now. Tokyo Disneyland opened in 1983.
They had in 1994. I thought you said, I was thinking 1984. I'm like, they had 150 million people in one year.
Nope,
But it was 11 years.
1994. Yep.
1994, August 3rd, 1994, the 150 millionth guest.
Yes.
Wow. Does it
Wow,
say
indeed.
anything about who it was or what they did? If they did anything?
No, it does not say.
Okay. That's cool though. You know, that's a big deal. And right
Mm,
now, that just those little highlights are just kind of cool to me.
y-
So,
yeah, they are.
all right. So, anything else you have for us?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Well, let's move on to this day in Disney history. For August 3rd, 2020, not this day in Disney history. Listen to me.
You wanted more and I couldn't deliver. I'm sorry.
No, it's nothing. Um, I was thinking this our Disney Who's Who character, and this is the character I chose. Um, and I actually am tempted to read two characters because they are so intertwined,
Oh?
and it has to do with my one of my pins.
Chippendale.
Nope, nope.
Donald and Daisy?
One of my special pins. One of the pins on my hat,
Yeah, I
and
know,
all
Chippendale.
those are all on my
Oh,
hat.
Carl and Ellie?
Yep, Carl and Ellie. So
I love it.
I'm going to read both of them. I have one bit of Did You Know About Carl, so I'll read him last. How about that? So
Okay.
let's talk about Ellie Fredrickson. And in my book, it's Ellie, the little girl, not Ellie, the wife or the older lady or anything like that. So,
Yeah.
but it says Ellie met Carl when she was a young girl, and the two instantly became best friends. Ellie
Mm-hmm.
invited Carl to see her clubhouse, an abandoned house in the neighborhood, and shared with him her dream of visiting Paradise Falls in South America. As they grew up, Ellie and Carl fell in love and they eventually got married. They even turned their old clubhouse into their new home. Although the two had a happy marriage, they faced many hard times. Through it all, Ellie maintained her sense of adventure and her desire to see Paradise Falls. Sadly, she passed away before they could make the trip. But for
Mm-hmm.
Ellie, life with Carl was all the adventure she needed, and she considered her life incredibly well lived.
Yes.
And then Carl Fredrickson. Carl is a shy, reclusive, grouchy 78-year-old who likes routine and regularity. Each morning, he meticulously vacuums every surface and straightens every doily in his home, making sure everything is just as his beloved late wife, Ellie, left it. Carl's life is turned upside down when he learns that his home is being sold and he is being sent to a retirement community.
Hmm.
Determined not to lose the one place that ties him to Ellie, Carl tethers helium filled balloons to his house and takes off to see the one place he always promised Ellie he would take her, Paradise Falls. But Carl is not alone on his journey. He finds an unexpected companion in his neighbor Russell and learns that perhaps it is time to move on with his life after all. So, and of course, we know they made it to Paradise Falls, didn't they?
Yes, they did, and then they
And
came back.
and then they came back and they met Kevin, and Kevin turns out to be a girl. and Kevin has children, and Kevin loves chocolate, and Russell goes Snape hunting.
Snipe.
Snipe hunting, not Snape. It's not universal now, is it?
Nope.
But did you know, Sophie? You got a guess as to how many balloons propelled the house?
I'm going to say a total of 10 million.
Not quite that many.
Mm.
But Carl ties more than 10,000 balloons to his house.
Wow.
Yep. So that's the only did you know for Carl. But that is our Disney Who's Who characters for August 3rd. And the last thing I've got is our Walt Disney quote. And it is on the subject of life. And I thought this plays well into you in going to school in a little bit, whether it's online to start or when you get in person. But since you're talking about movies and film and all that, this applies to you, Sophie. And Walt Disney said, and I quote, deeds rather than words express my concept of the part religion should play in everyday life. I have watched constantly that in our movie work, the highest moral and spiritual standards are upheld, whether it deals with fable or with stories of living action. So Walt Disney was very big on his Christian walk, and he wanted to make sure that the movies he made represented that and kept the best moral compass for people that were watching them. So I think that's really kind of a cool reminder. So that is all I've got for us this week. Anything else that you want to close us out with?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Well, then I will close by saying that On the Road with Mickey is sponsored by Tech Solutions NC and Pixie Vacations by Mike Ellis. If you have any computing needs, reach out to Tech Solutions NC. You can find them at techsolutionsnc.com or on Facebook. And if you have any travel needs, reach out to me on email at mike@pixievacations.com or on my Facebook page, Pixie Vacations by Mike Ellis. So thank you, Sophie, for joining me. And for everyone, we will see you next week. Thank you for listening. And we will see you on the road. So thanks, Sophie. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.